Okay, we're back here with this table build, and I was going to kind of show you what I've done. I went ahead and I notched one of the legs on this side. You can see there how I notched it. What we're going to do is we're going to notch this side and take my pipe and put it in here and make sure it's as level as I can get it. I mean, it ain't got to be perfect. I ain't building a rocket ship here. We're just building a table to work off of. So you just don't need to wobble. So what we'll do from there is I'll make sure it's right. I'll come back with my grinder and we'll grind the outsides of these edges. You can kind of see how they're real flat and they even bevel in. Well, to weld this, we're going to have a good bevel on the outside. So what we're going to do, we're going to grind the outsides kind of at an angle to give our weld something to bite to. Then we'll mark where it's going to be, like we done on the other end. And on the pipe it goes across, that's it back there. On that pipe it goes across, we'll mark where it's supposed to be, grind that off, clean it up real good, set it on there, and then weld it. Then, if we got enough time, we'll notch this pipe out, and we'll notch this pipe out over here. Both of these, we'll square it up and level it the best we can, or square it the best we can. It ain't gonna be perfect because these old pipes ain't right. They ain't perfect, but they're okay. But they're, you know, they'll do. But what I want to do is kind of show you how I do these. I normally do them by eye and just grind it, cut in and grind it out and make my bevels. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how I do these. But I'm going to do it with a pen so you can see where we're going to start. Okay? So I'll go through the whole process instead of skipping it and doing it my way. I'll do it the way it's supposed to be. These are all over the internet or all over YouTube. If you don't like my way, find you a better way. So, like I said, we don't care. We're just doing what works for us around here. But I'll turn on the GoPro and kind of show what we're doing here and how I'm marking things and what I'll talk to you through my whole process, okay? So let's do this. Okay. So here's what we're going to go ahead and do this now. I'll do my burpee. There it is. All right. So what we're going to do, we'll take this ruler here, and we're going to take the pipe. And this pipe is not quite. It's not an exact measurement because, like I said, it's old dog lock pipe, I guess. So it's not a perfect measurement. So what I use mainly, what I do with the ruler is just kind of get my sighting good. So we'll set it down here, and we'll pick which way we want it set. So I cut it with a sawzall so we know it's crooked because I can't cut it straight. So what I'll look for is, so this side is higher than that side, so about the middle, so we'll set it this way. So that way these 2 points are going to be the same. So then I just eyeball it. Eyeball it the best you can. I mean, just a touch shy, just so. And that looks pretty good. So now from here, the pipe is not quite, like I said, because on this metal ruler it goes halfway in between a bunch. It don't line up with no mark whatsoever. The outside, the inside, none of it fits measurement on this tape measure, on this ruler. So we get an idea. And we say it's just a fuzz above 2 inches. For this one's actually really close to 2 1/4. I mean, a lot closer than the rest of them have been. The rest of them have been so screwy it ain't been funny. They've been a little bit oblong. Probably, that's what it was. But best we can do here is 2 1/4. So I went a 1/2 inch on the other one, and I didn't like it. I thought that 3/4 of an inch was going to be too deep, but it wasn't, and I ended up having to go 3/4 of an inch anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go 3/4 of an inch on here, and I may have ended up going a full inch. Nah, about 3/4 will do. So what we'll do is these two seem to be the them two seem to be the straightest. So we will, yeah, they are. That's the best 2 angles. So we're going to use those as stay points. So this one here, we're going to bring it on down here like that. We're going to roll this one over here, and we're going to bring it on down like that right there. So, okay, so those 2 long lines, that's where that's going to stay. Okay, that's going to be our peaks in the notch. And then we're going to do this one right here, and it ain't going to be so long. Don't need to be. Them two don't need to be as long as these. So I put an identifier on them most of the time to let me know what they're doing. And then so now those are done like that. Okay, everybody can see my marks on here. And then what we'll do is we're going to go 3/4 of an inch from here. But now, so this one's lower, so we may go 3/4 of an inch here. And then where this one over here is just a touch higher. I do them backwards. I get them confused with all this going on. I don't think it matters. We're going to do this one over here just a smidgen bit more, just because it's just a higher. Okay, so now from here what we do, and I just do it by eyeball. So we go from here up here to this line. Okay, flip it over, go from here up here to that line. See that, like that? And then over here we're going to do the same thing. Now what that does is that gives us some notches to cut out for this, and I still think we're going to have to go a little more. We may have to go another 1/4 inch. We may have to do an inch on them. I might have done 3/4 of an inch on the other ones and needed to do an inch on these, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is get ready to cut them out with the grinder, and we'll get back at it in just a minute. Okay, we're going to cut this out. What I'm going to do is take my grinder with the cutting wheel on it. And I'm going to cut up the line right here. We're going to cut up this line. Then we're going to cut down that line and down that line. And what that'll do is, that'll notch that out right there. Same thing on this other side. We're going to do the same thing right here. Now, what that's going to do is going to give us a notch to start with. It's going to be very deep. It's not going to be round, be pointy. So we have to back up, take the other grinder with it's got a, I like to explain what we're doing here. So, I don't know if you can tell or not, but see how curved this blade is? It's not a square blade, okay? It's very rounded on the edges. What that'll do is that lets me roll that in and out of there, and it makes me, it gives me a better contour, okay? I'll show you right here. We'll be able to see hopefully with the GoPro, but pull that up there tight so it'll hold. Huh, dog knocking stuff over here. Alright, watch out. Okay, so I'm going to turn everything around so I can cut this. I'm going to run over here and cut it right quick, just so it's easier for me to cut. Okay, now, there we have a very notched part. See that? We're going to show this camera too, just in case the GoPro's not working the way I want it to. See how it's sharp? See how the edges are? It's very rough right in there. That's how it goes. But, so, what we'll do is, I got this little old piece of pipe right here, and we're going to fit it. Okay? So you can see there how it fits. It doesn't fit real well, but if a man wanted to fill in that weld, you know, if you didn't care to weld that up, a man could do it. But I'm going to show you kind of here how we're going to do this. So let's reset this back right here where you can see this. Okay, now we'll put this down, set that right there. We'll go to this grinder. So this is an actual grinder, it's not battery powered. So, and then we're just gonna okay, let's see how she fits. So it fits pretty good. But it's needs some taking off right there. Needs just a little more. Oh, pull my mic off. So it needs just a touch more right here. Okay. So you can see right there how that fits. Fits pretty good. Fits right there pretty good. There's a little bit of a gap, but might could take some out right here where that's at and get that to fit a little better. We'll give it a try and see. We'll give it a try right there on that corner and just see if that helps. It might help. Oh yeah. That there's much better, look. So, still just a touch of gap right there, but ain't nothing we can't take care of. Everything looks pretty good. So, all that looks good. We'll stop this. I'll take these out. So, what our next move will be to arrange this piece. Yeah. So our next step will be to arrange these two pieces. Get some of this tripod stuff out of the way. Okay. So that one's there. That will be there. And then we'll set that height. Because that's just a touch higher than it should be. But, there, I mean, that's it. That is, you know, that's what we're looking for right there. And I mean through and through what we're looking for right there. So, and that'll do it. So, hopefully tomorrow evening we'll get just a touch more time. We'll see. So, that'll get, once we get this welded up, okay, once all this is welded up, it'll be pretty well time to start testing my my angles, because the only thing I can do is I couldn't quite get it done the way I wanted it to. I wanted to be able to, for the table to lower down, winch the cart up on, and raise the table back up. But not going to be able to do that. So I can't fit. The mechanics work in my head. I just can't make it work in real life. I need wheels for this side, and I don't want to put wheels on it because then it's going to put too much stress on wheels. So my best bet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it to where it'll have a pretty good angled ramp that'll hook here and over there, and then my winch will be back here, and my winch will attach the winch here and just pull it that way and winch the whole cart up onto here. And then I'll use some I'll have me some tie down straps to where I can loops maybe, to where I can hook some tie down straps and ratchet strap stuff down so it's tight to the table. So, and then I want a 2x6 that'll set right here with maybe some L brackets coming off the 2x6 and over, so I can slide the 2x6s up and down. And I want at least 2 and maybe even 3. So what I can do with those is I can slide it down here, use a bottle jack, jack it up, put it on a jack stand if I want to, and I'll have that 2x6 on here so I can actually use jack stands on it. And then we ratchet strap it down to the jack stands and it can't go nowhere. And then that gives me somewhere to start working from. So that's all we got left right there. And then of course I need to do some gussets in the corners. That way it's pretty strong. I need to do some gussets across. I'd like to X that side and do some gussets on the corners and X this side and put me a place to mount my winch right here. So that way I can roll it off, grab a hold of something and pull it up on here. And I may end up having to put me like a little wheel right here for the winch, so it'll pull just an extra fire lead or something to give it, so it's not rub it across this just in case it does. And it will, when it changes the angle there, it's going to rub across this. So a wheel there of some kind would be pretty good. And then my winch won't be mounted. It'll just go here. It'll just attach right here, and the cable will go straight across and pull this way. So when I get something up on here, I can unhook the winch and get it out of the way. And probably just use some U-bolts, or might use a plate and a bolt and just bolt it to it, or I'll figure something out. But that's what it's going to look like and what it's going to be, and I think it's going to be a good size. And then it's just a little bigger than that other table that I was using, and it's a whole lot more sturdy, and I can get down and crawl around under it and weld, and you know, I'll have plenty of room underneath to do things. So it should allow the front to hang off some and the back to hang off some, so you got room to work all the way around it, and there's a little gap all the way around the sides. So we'll pick up. We'll go from there. We'll see what we can get done. All right, y'all. Have a good evening.